Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we are talking about armour. In the beta, each class, Hunter, Titan and Warlock, has 3 sets of armour to collect. There's the signature armour sets you begin the game with. These are of course the sets you would have seen in the promotional art, plus there are sets for PvE and PvP. The PvE set can be farmed by completing the inverted spire strike. At the end, once you defeat the boss, you get 2 pieces of loot from the chest. One is a weapon and the other is a piece of PvE gear. Meanwhile, the PvP set comes from, well, PvP. Playing either Control or Countdown will reward you with 1 piece of loot at the end of each match. It can either be a weapon or a piece of Crucible gear, and because you only get 1, it's not always gear, so this can take a little bit longer to farm, but the matches are also typically around 5 to 8 minutes versus the 20 to 25 minute completion of the strike. Either way, I spent the past couple of days farming all the gear sets for my Hunter, and thanks to a few of you guys helping me out on Twitter, I also now have video of the Titan and Warlock sets too. Shout out to The Moonlight Nomad, DJ Goose, ASW and Chris Will B for helping me out. I'll left a link to their Twitters and channels where applicable in the description box down below. But in this video, we're going to take a look at all of those sets. So if you do enjoy this, then a like will be super appreciated, and be sure to comment down below and let me know which one of these is your favourite. Now I'm going to leave the set scrolling through in the background, but while that happens, I want to touch on a few things. First things first, our gear model now revolves around resilience, mobility and recovery. Resilience allows you to take more hits before you die, mobility increases your movement speed and jump height, and recovery helps with your health regen speed. Now in the final game, each of these will be valuable in their own way, but in the beta, for those of you diving into the Crucible and perhaps playing for the first time today in the open beta, then what I will say is spec into resilience. Health regen is a little on the slow side, and even with everything spec'd into health regen, I didn't notice a big enough difference to warrant the choice. Similar for movement speed or mobility. Sure, if you're exploring Nessus trying to jump around and find secrets, you might want the extra jump height, but generally speaking, I didn't find a situation where I really felt, at least in the beta, where mobility provided much value. Resilience, on the other hand, this seems to be the best bet for the time being. As someone that plays pretty Rambo in the Crucible, my playstyle revolves around rushing enemies with an SMG and then finishing them off with a melee. It's safe to say I spend a lot of my time sponging bullets. What I will say is that I had considerably more success doing this when I made the switch to all resilience. I was able to survive a little longer, which is great for closing the gap, so if you're looking for a tip, I would say start there. Again, this will of course change in the final game when we play around with endgame gear, but to begin with, this will help you out. Then when you inspect gear, there are a few things worth calling out here. Firstly, Infusion makes a return, so this is a way of hanging on to gear that you like. For those of you guys new to Destiny, Infusion essentially allows you to take the light, or power, of a higher level piece of gear and infuse it into a low level piece, so you can then keep the aesthetic and stats you like from that piece whilst bringing it up to a relevant light level. There are also now armour mod slots. Now at this stage we don't know what these do, but given that the armour in the beta is pretty sparse on the perk front, I'd be willing to bet that this will be where we get kind of more granularity. Things like grenade throw distance, perhaps ability recharge rate, things like that. And finally shaders, you can now apply shaders to individual pieces of gear, giving us so much more customization potential. Once again, for those of you guys that are new, in Destiny 1 you had to apply a shader to the entire armour set, which sometimes worked out, and other times, depending on kind of what parts coloured in what colour, then it could look horrible. However, now we can colour each individual piece, so this is going to be amazing. I am always one for customization. That is like one of the most important things for me, customization over stats, so yeah, that's going to be pretty sweet. And finally, each armour set also has an intrinsic perk. Examples of this being, say, Mobile Hunter Armour, where you gain additional mobility at the cost of resilience, Heavy Titan Armour, where you get additional resilience at the cost of mobility, or even Restorative Titan Armour, where you actually get improved recovery with a balance of mobility and resilience. So each set will carry these intrinsic bonuses that stack on top of these selectable perks. In the beta, there's not much variety. Perk nodes are either recovery, mobility, or resilience, and also if you're inspecting someone, the unused nodes actually collapse so you only see what they are spec'd into. I do imagine we will get considerably more variety with gear, especially endgame gear, in the final game, and when you factor in the mod system, then you'll likely get situations where people, say, start farming particular mods that they like so they can stack them 5 times, or something like that. But until we see that, we won't know for sure. So for the time being, I will leave you guys to watch the rest of the video and check out these awesome armor sets. I think the Crucible armor sets for all 3 classes are my favourites. The Hunter is just super clean, plus you have those cool elbow blades. The Titan has this badass fur collar and a mark that almost looks like the bottom half of a Hunter cloak. And the Warlock looks absolutely incredible. It looks like a badass warrior monk. I think the Warlock Crucible set is my favourite in the entire beta, and that's coming from me, who is a Hunter. But anyway, that's it from me. Again, don't forget, 10 AM Pacific, 6 PM UK time on Sunday the 23rd. The farm, the social space, is going to be opening up for 1 hour, so be there to check out something cool. But of course, if you guys miss it, I will have you covered. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.